a different view of my kitchen. So this is kind of a bonus video. I need the marshmallows to teach you about marshmallows. Mostly chemistry that you'll see in this short video, you already know. So review, right? Hey, there we go. Some good teaching education stuff. So here's how to make marshmallows. So the first thing I need is to turn on the other camera. There we go. Is a 9x9 pan. I'm using an 8x8 because it's what I have. And camera's upside down. There we go. Hopefully you didn't get seasick there. We need to grease this pan. Maggie, we need to grease this pan. What should we use to grease the pan?
Right.
Do we have any grease?
Bacon grease.
Should we use bacon grease on our marshmallows?
No.
No. So we're going to use a little bit of avocado oil because it doesn't have a very strong flavor.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you wash your hands? Uh-oh. I hope I didn't wash your hands. So just going to put a little tiny bit of grease in there. Avocado oil is what I'm using. You can use butter. You can use cooking oil. Anything you want to use. And this is just to help it not to stick. I'm just going to take a paper towel and rub it around that way. If you want to use your fingers, go for it. Doesn't hurt anybody. Okay, as long as you do what my daughter's doing right now and wash your hands. It's not just to avoid coronavirus, it's also to avoid other germs in your food. Anytime you're cooking in the kitchen, you should wash your hands. Okay, so properly smeared around. Perfect. All right. Next, I'm going to dust my pan. What should we do? Use the duster with?
Not a duster.
Not a duster? Should we use dust from the top of your ceiling fan? No. How about we use this stuff? What is this?
Sugar.
Sugar. So we're going to dust it with sugar. Watch out, please. Okay.
There's chunks.
And this is going to be a mess. But you said there's chunks. Well, we don't want chunks, but that's okay because the chunk is actually going to work well for us right now. So the chunks are because of moisture that's causing the powder to cling together. But, and look at that. It helps in this case. And I'm also making mess. I'll have to clean up in a second, but it cleans up very easily. But look at that. I've dusted my pan. Okay. And we want fine grains, so we got some fine grains. This will, again, just help it to not stick to the fan. All right, I'm going to put this aside. Remove this. And you can see I left a mess. So I'll just snap my fingers. And just like that, the mess is gone. Isn't it amazing? Okay, maybe I cleaned it up myself. Okay, what do we need to do now? We need to put a half cup water in our stand mixer.
Over what?
What?
Over what?
Whoa. This guy over here with our whisk attachment. See? Oh, you can't see it very good. All right. Let's show you a quick pic. There's our stand mixer with our whisk attachment. Okay. I know I had troubles with this earlier. So, half cup of water in the bowl for the stand mixer with the whisk. And we're going to put our gelatin. You had guessed. Put gelatin. How many packets of gelatin do we want?
4. Maybe 1.
Close.
1 or 2.
1.
2.
2.
3.
3. So she's going to bloom our gelatin using a half cup of water and 3 gelatin packets. So I'm going to help her with this. And while that's being bloomed, as we say, in the water, which we don't have quite yet, we're going to Yeah, there's a little bit of water in there because we washed the bowl out. Okay, go ahead and put it right in there, hon. And then I'm going to get a half cup of water, and I prefer
Can I put
warm
more
water for blending my gelatin.
others first?
Put all three in there, into that bowl, please. Got too much water there. All right, so half cup of water.
Oh, I didn't put them in
I know.
first.
And this will just kind of hydrate the gelatin. So it's going to absorb all that liquid, absorb that water, and then it's not going to be as sticky to itself once it absorbs that water. So that's the purpose there. And so while that is softening, I'm going to make this sugar syrup. So basically, we're making a foam. The gelatin is going to, when it cools, hold everything together, right? So this is just like our whipped cream, kind of like the mayonnaise a little bit, mostly like
No,
the whipped
I
cream or
didn't.
the ice cream, right? That gelatin or the Jello, the gelatin kind of cross between gelatin and so Jello and whipped cream here, right? All right, so while she's doing that and letting it sit, girls are screaming at each other, screeching, squeaking. Okay, in this bowl over here, I need more sugar. Watch out, please. So, and this time I'm not too concerned about chunks because it's going to melt. So, 1/2 1.5 cups of sugar. And again, I'm not too concerned about these chunks. If you wanted to, you could break them up, but it's all going to get melted. So that's fine. And then to that 1.5 cups of sugar, I'm going to add maple syrup because I don't have corn syrup, but I do have lots of maple syrup. So one moment here because I don't have it right in front of me. Okay, I've got my maple syrup, and my daughter says, how much maple syrup do we add?
5 gallons. No.
5 gallons?
No. No.
How much should we add?
Maybe 3 teaspoons. Maybe the whole jar.
The whole jar, okay. Whole jar of maple syrup. Well, I hope you were right. Oh my goodness, look at those. So you guys get a very special glimpse from this batch of diamonds. There were diamonds in my maple syrup. Look at these. Oh my gosh, look at these. These are so super stinking cool. Yes, Mom can taste one with you. Here, you take that one to Mom. Taste this one. Okay, look at that. That is a pure crystal of sugar. Look at that. That is just amazing. That is really beautiful. Okay. I need to turn the heat on. Turn the heat on. Oh, by the way, that whole thing of maple syrup, that was 1 cup, all right, which is what my recipe called for. Now, it might take a little longer because of these big, chunky crystals, but it's okay. They'll dissolve. It'll be just fine. So, corn syrup. You would normally use corn syrup, 1 cup of corn syrup. I'm using maple syrup because it's what I have on hand. Now, if you are using corn syrup, you will want something to flavor this, so a teaspoon of vanilla. But since I'm using maple syrup, it's already got flavoring. You can see that.
It's a sweet.
So, is it sweet already? How's that sugar crystal?
It tastes like maple syrup. I gave
Does it?
some. I gave some to Mama.
Yeah. So, we're going to heat this, probably not over high heat, but we do want it to boil. Well, maybe I will leave it at high heat. So combining granulated sugar, corn syrup, and a little tiny bit of salt. So quarter teaspoon of salt. And of course, if you are using corn syrup, you will want to add vanilla. But we're going to bring this to a boil, so I'll save you some time here. Let me pause. All right, just so you know, when you are dissolving this sugar, what are we doing? We first are doing two things. So the solution can hold more.
It's melting.
Yes, and there's water in here. So there's two things here. My daughter just told you one of the things. There is a little bit that's melting, but most of it is dissolving in the water that is remaining in that corn syrup or my maple syrup. And so we need to stir it constantly so it doesn't burn, caramelize on the bottom of the pan. But eventually, it should all go into solution. I might not have enough liquid because of those crystals in the bottom tell me I did have a supersaturated solution, which is why those crystals formed. They formed very slowly. That's last year's batch. There weren't any visible crystals before. No, I cannot. So you can see some of those crystals are starting to get smaller too. And I have a candy thermometer here just to make sure I don't go above the first stage here, which some people call it, and I know some people are going to be sad by this. It's called the softball stage. So my sugar is going to go to the softball stage, even though you guys are stuck inside. I am so sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to.
Maybe
I had
we
to say.
should have done a half jar.
Half jar? No, it's perfect. We did the perfect amount. Okay, so we're going to let this get a little warmer. As you can see, it's at about, it's still raising. Of course, it's going to keep raising, right? It's about 180 right now. 190. Okay, we want to get about 240. So we're going to keep stirring it. It's going to keep raising. But what's happening? So it's hotter temperatures, we can have more solubility, so more sugar does dissolve. And secondly, a little bit of it is melting. So those bonds between the bonds, right? So it's not the covalent bonds that are breaking, but the hydrogen and the London forces that are breaking, causing it to go from a solid state to a liquid state. Now, some of those. Let's double check since we're kind of boiling here. See what the temperature is. Don't want to have your temperature bulb on the bottom, but you do want it fully submerged. We talked a little bit about getting a wrong temperature earlier today with the oil. Actually recording this one a day earlier. Because I need the marshmallows tomorrow for the movie video tomorrow.
Dad,
Yes, ma'am.
what's the add that? What's the video tomorrow?
It's a great question.
I don't want to. I can have all the marshmallows tomorrow.
Honey, I love you. Okay, so actually that's a little harder than I wanted it. Okay, so I'm going to remove it from the heat and let it stand until these bubbles stop. It's still bubbling.
It's bubbling in here.
And this is still going to have enough heat to melt. What's over here again? What's in here now?
Jello.
My gelatin, yeah. So the gelatin, the heat from the sugar mixture is going to. What's wrong? Why isn't it working, Maggie?
It's not the right plug.
It's not plugged in, huh? What happens when we plug it in? Is it going to work now?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put my hot sugar syrup in there. Yours hopefully looks a little more clear than mine does. I don't think I have quite enough water. That's okay. It's still going to turn out. And we're going to whisk it for about 5 minutes until it does that stiff peak thing that we saw with the whipped cream. Okay. So, oh, there's dolls and things on the floor. Okay. Let me pause here. Okay, so even just adding it to the liquid that's in there with the gelatin, it's already cleared up a lot. So that's kind of what I thought. I didn't have quite enough liquid in my maple syrup. I did have quite a bit from corn syrup, or you would have more in your corn syrup. But it's gotten hot enough. It's melted that gelatin. It's going to take about 5 minutes here. You can start seeing it's already, look at all that air it's been in there. So it's already turning white. So if you wondered about how brown it looked before, you can see it's already turned white here. Now, as it cools, that gelatin, those bonds with the gelatin will help to form kind of the foam that we're looking for. And you can already hear, I don't know if you hear the change in tone here. Okay. Now it's got a ways to go. You can see how runny it still is. But as it cools down, it's going to get less runny. I'm going to stop the video for just a short little bit here so you don't have to listen to all that. Get your fingers out of there. All right. It's time to check for those peaks there. Is it peakish? No, still a little bit runny there. Not very peakish. Right. But it's getting very close to that soft peak stage, which I'm looking forward to. And you can see how almost pure white this is. So, and that's even with maple syrup, right? Which has a little more of that brown color tint to it. But it's as white as my white stand mixer, right? It's awesome. Okay, so that thick ribbon stage, apparently that's when you would have added the vanilla. You said I don't add vanilla, so I paid much attention. Okay, these are what are called soft peaks. You can see they fold over easily. Okay. And let's see, what's it say? Say when to stop? I think this is fine, yeah. As it cools, it'll set up nicely. You can lick it later. All right, so if you're like my daughter, you're going to try to lick it now, but we're going to move all this marshmallow into our prepared pan. Here, you can have that. Watch out for. Okay, so I'm going to take this. Over here. Hey, look, there's that. Remember, we prepared this pan. So we're going to take a spatula, just scoop it in here. It's nice and airy, and we don't want to ruin that. We want the foam, right? We want the air.
You can get the spatula if you want. You can get the spatula if you want.
It's kind of awkward working around my camera here. And I'm going to let this sit out overnight. When we go to cut it tomorrow, we'll put that in the other video, I guess. So that's it for today. We're going to let this cool overnight. I'll try to smooth this out a little bit. I'm not too terribly concerned about it. And I don't want to pat down on it or you know, do too much with it, because I do want it to be light and airy, because it is. What is this, girls?
White. Supposed to be marshmallow.
This is marshmallow. Not supposed to be. This is marshmallow. Now, what did I do for Easter with this marshmallow, girls?
Put chocolate on.
Oh yeah, we can do that too. But what did I do with the other marshmallows?
You turned it into a chickie.
You turned it into chicks. So you can make your own chicks with this recipe. I would put this into a little Ziploc bag, cut the corner off, make sure it's firmly zipped, and it will definitely be messy. Take some of your other sugar, put in a little food coloring to make it yellow or pink or whatever color you want your chicks to turn out. Okay. And you'll pipe it into that sanding sugar after it's set up a little more firmly than this. And then you can pipe it into the kind of a shape of a chick and roll it in that sanding sugar. Use a spoon maybe to get it all around. But we made some homemade chicks for Easter. So there you go. All right, tomorrow we'll do stuff with these marshmallows. Until then, if you want to make up a batch, go ahead.